All right, anyone else need a hanky? Oh my goodness. I asked for that song because I think, like a lot of us, things have been a little heavy lately, right? So let's take a moment to just acknowledge that. Acknowledge that life is not always love and light. Sometimes life is just a bunch of muck and mud and mire and iron, which we can alchemize. So to deal with all this heaviness, first I did what most of us do, and that's sit on the couch and stuff my face full of chocolate. And then I remembered there's some things that I can do. I am a conscious alchemist. So what does that mean? It means A, I'm conscious, I'm awake, I'm aware. I understand that I'm a soul living in a physical body. I understand that this is a journey, and that every step of this journey that I'm awake on, I have the ability to make my life whatever I want it to be. I can alchemize all of that iron, all of that lead, all of that muck, all of that mire. I can alchemize it into something beautiful, into gold, if I stay awake and not go back to the 8-hour naps I've been taking every day. So I started pulling into my toolbox, and I found this lovely book. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it, The Alchemist. My version is the 25th anniversary version, but fun fact, it's actually 30 years now. 30 years of wisdom about what it means to be on the journey and where to find your treasure, and who you should listen to and who you shouldn't listen to. So I went back and I reread this book. And of course, the main character goes on a journey, and you all know I'm a journeyer. I love to travel. So I went back into my memory bank and I thought, what's an opportunity that I had to alchemize? And it came to me. So I want you guys to go on a journey with me. You guys want to go on a little journey with me? All right, so I want you to imagine you are in beautiful Costa Rica, right? And you're in this little beach town, and there's beautiful black sands and waving palm trees, and everybody's moving real slow, right? And I got this notion one day that I would go to one of these secluded little beaches, get a little sun, and the only way I could get there was by bicycle. Just so you know, I haven't ridden a bike in years or decades or a couple decades, but I had it in my mind that I could do this. So I rent a bicycle, great little beach cruiser, rusted, brakes where you backpedal, and it had a basket. And I loaded up the basket with all my stuff, and I'm going down the road, and at first it's fine. It's asphalt, no problem, I got this, right? And then the road turned into gravel, because remember, I'm going to secluded beach, so that's way out there. So now I'm not quite so good on the bike. And all of a sudden, my body is reminding me, you have a bad back. And I'm like, I got this. I'm on vacation, I could do anything. So I'm riding along a little further, and the gravel road turns into kind of pothole road. And now my shoulder is going, this is not funny. And now I'm starting to list, because again, bad arm, you just kind of go in circles on a bicycle, and next thing you know, the potholes turn into small ponds. And I'm trying my best to get around this pond, and it didn't happen. I ended up face first in a pile of mud. And when I picked myself up after wallowing in the mud for a moment, I sat on the side of the road and I realized this really is secluded. Good thing nobody saw. My pride is still intact. But all the contents of my beautiful bicycle's basket had gone everywhere. And I thought to myself, okay, this is definitely a sign from the universe. How about you pretend to act your age and let's just go back home? So I picked up all my stuff, said, forget it, I'm not going to go to the waves today. And I walked my bike back home. And I took a nap because I figured that was enough of an adventure for the day. The next morning, I woke up and I said, I'm bringing that bicycle back. I am going to just go into town, bring this bicycle back, and I'm going to take a taxi out to the beach. This sounds smarter, right? So I go to call for the taxi, and I look for my wallet. It's not there. It's in the pile of mud. And I have no money to get a taxi to go back to it. So guess what? Me and my achy, tired, sore body that is feeling its age and a little humbled, get back on the rickety bike, which is more rickety than it was before. And I ride back to what I'm hoping is the correct mud pile. Because the day had been very clear and sunny, and now there was no water left. It was just mud. And I'm determined to find my wallet because I'm overseas. I need my wallet, right? I have to do it. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. So I start digging in the mud. Remember, bad shoulder, so it's kind of like one hand paw in the mud. And nothing at all. So I'm digging some more. My back is again telling me, you're not a spring chicken. What the heck do you think you're doing? And I thought, yep, you're right. You know what I'm going to do for a minute? I'm going to sit down. Oh, that's the noise I made when I sat down. And I thought, okay, this is mud. This is muck. This is the lead. This is my opportunity. This is my opportunity to alchemize, to be a conscious alchemist and make the most of a bad situation. And so I sat there and I closed my eyes. I said, okay, I am part of the universe and the universe is part of me. Could you send me a sign? Please, I need my wallet. Took a deep breath and I opened my eyes. And in a path full of green trees and palm trees and everything else, a little red leaf floated down right into that pile of mud. So of course I took that as a sign and started digging again. No bueno. All I had was a half-assed hole in the mud and no wallet to show for it. So I said, okay, that's enough. I'm going to take a break. Let me enjoy the scenery. Let me go hang out by the beaches. This is what I came here for. If I have to, my husband will be my savior once again and send me a new ID. It'll all work out. But I decided, that's all I can do is wait, right? Have a little faith. Have a little patience. And before long, people started driving along that road. And so the first car that came along, I attempted to tell them that my wallet was in the mud. My Spanglish is not that great, but it came out as mi dinero es en el tierra. And they looked at me funny because apparently that's not how you say your wallet's in the mud. It says your money's in the earth. And I think I even got the tenses or something wrong. So they just kept driving and figured she's a crazy gringa. Next. So I sat there again in silence, waiting, patiently, praying. And a couple more cars came by. Again, no one's helping me. I'm about to give up. I'm about to lose faith. I'm getting angry with the universe, right? Why is this happening to me? I'm already not feeling good. I'm already covered in mud in a strange country without my wallet, and I don't know how I'm going to get back. And okay, breathe. The universe has got this. I've got this. And I remember to have that faith and that patience and to trust and to surrender. For me, that's the hardest thing, is the surrender, because alchemy takes time. It's a magical process that we aren't in control of. As much as we want to be in control of, we just aren't. Divine timing works in divinity's time, not ours. And so while I just sat there, trying to hold on to my faith, one more car came by. And again, in my desperate attempt, in my bad Spanglish, I use the word lodo now instead of tierra. Lodo I remembered is mud. So I thought I was getting better. And he said to me in perfect English, "What?" I said, "Oh, thank God you speak English. Please help me. My wallet is in the mud and I can't find it." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, no problem. I live down the road. Let me go grab a shovel and I'll be right back." I was hopeful, slightly doubtful, but very hopeful. So I sat there and, just tried to practice gratitude. Somebody came along. My prayers were answered. I just needed to give the universe a little time to do its magic. And wouldn't you know, the guy came back, not just with one shovel, but two. And he got to work. He's very strategic. He was like in a grid formation, square one done, square two done. I was more there just cheerleading. Go, you can do it. I was tired and this is my attempt at digging in the mud at this point. And wouldn't you know, he found my wallet. So Steve, if you can, real quick, I'd like to show you a picture. This gentleman's name, funny enough, the person who helped me dig up my wallet, his name is Doug. So Doug and I dug up our wallet. Thank you, Steve. So this is how we alchemize this, right? Doug was my angel. We all have these angels with us. Tara today reminded me, my angel is with me always whenever I need her. We all have this ability to find ways to alchemize whatever mud and muck and mire and lead we find ourselves in. But first we have to be willing to get still and pray and listen and look for the signs and wait patiently. Even though we're still in the mud, even though we're not where we think we're going to be, because the universe is always working in our favor. We just don't pay attention. We're humans. We want to get going. What is this for me? No. Just stop. Stop the noise in your head and recognize that divinity lives within you. You are conscious alchemists. Each of you has the power to look at whatever you're going through right now. Whatever heaviness there is, whatever illness, whatever sorrow, whatever grief, whatever anger you're feeling right now, that's for you. It's not to you. You're not a victim. You're a victor. That is the lead that's being given to you so you too can alchemize your life. So I have a favor to ask you guys. I actually recently reached out to Doug because I'm going back to the same little area in Costa Rica, and he told me he had a little Airbnb. And so I said, hey, remember me? You helped me find my wallet? He's like, how could I forget? It's always good to be infamous, right? So I said to him, would you mind if I shared this story with my community? And he says, yeah, that's great. So I'm going to be sending him a link to this video. And I'd like to know if you guys would help me for a moment. On the count of 3, if you all would say, thank you, Doug, as loudly as possible so we can get him on the microphone. So when I send him this video, he can know how much of an impact he made on my life. And how his kindness and his compassion helped me alchemize a really hard moment. You guys willing to do that with me? All right. So 1, and we're going to say thank you, Doug, right? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Doug. Oh, that was wonderful. So go out, consciously alchemize, and have a blessed day.